Students, in this video we are going to learn about latch and flip-flop and the difference between these two. So what is latch and flip-flop? We know that both latch and flip-flop are memory element. So latch and flip-flop both are memory element used in sequential circuit. Okay, so we know that what is sequential circuit? When a combinational circuit depends on present input and its output totally depends on present input. It is output. It is combinational circuits. We have learned so far about combinational circuit. What is it? Is multiplexer, adder, decoder, all of which output is depends on its present input. Okay, but if we add any memory element with combinational circuit, it is also a logic circuit. Okay, memory element means it is suppose some storage, it has some storage capacity to store 1 bit information. Memory element means it is used to store 1 bit information. Either latch or flip-flop. Okay, so latch and flip-flop store 1 bit information, and if this latch and flip-flop are used as this memory element. So the input of this memory element is the output of any combinational circuit, and again this output gives as a feedback of input of this circuit. Okay, that means output of an combinational circuit is stored in the memory element, and this output goes again as a feedback of its input in combinational circuit. Then this type of structure is known as sequential circuit. Okay, so this memory element is latch, and so we know that latch and flip-flop store 1 bit information, but if we 1 bit information means either 0 or 1. Okay, this is 1 bit information, but if we want to store more than 1 bit information, that is if we want to store 4 bits in memory element, maybe we want to store 4 bits in the memory element, so then we have to use 4 latches in order to store 4 bit information in memory element of sequential circuit. We need 4 latches or flip-flop. Clear? One flip-flop store 1 bit information, but it is memory element is also a circuit. So if we want to, so not necessary we have to store only 1 bit. Maybe we needed to store more than 1 bit. Then how much bit it wants to store, then that number of latches and flip-flop should be used to build this memory element. Okay, so total this group of combination is known as sequential circuit. Now it's this one is the in output goes as a input, and this goes as a, so this type of it is as an input means it is, now we can say that this input of any memory element is its present input Q1, okay, and this output is Qn plus 1, that is it is input is present state of memory element which goes as input, and this one it is output, that is next state. For flip-flop, a clock signal is used, okay, in the memory element. For flip-flop, mind it, for flip-flop one clock signal is used memory element which controls whether we get the output or we store the output in the memory element. Okay, for latch, this clock signal is not used. For latch, whenever there is an input in the memory element, its output will change accordingly its input value. Okay, for latch there is no clock signal, so there is no control of input value or of output value. Okay, and so no control of output value means whenever we want we can change the value of output signal according to clock signal, that is we can stop the output, stop the flip-flop to get its output, and for latch we can't stop the flip-flop, it will changes according to its input value. So this is the main difference between flip-flop and latch. So what is the necessity to store the memory, to store the output value in the sequential circuit? Why we used memory element to store the input value in the sequential circuit? Because suppose we want a decade counter, suppose we want a counter, decades counter. Counter is a sequential circuit. We will learn in how to build a counter. Okay, just keep in mind in that the counter is a circuit which is used to count from 0 to 9. It is a counter which is used to count from 0 to 9. It is a circuit. We will learn later how to build this counter, this circuit. Okay, so at here we are going to learn why we use this memory element. So it purpose of counter is to count this number. So its counter is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like this way it counts from 0 to 9. Suppose at first value is 0. So with 0 we add plus 1 to get the next value, next state. Again for this next state again we add 0, 1 to get it output. Okay, again for its next state we add, it is, so it is previous value for its next state. So to get the 3 we add to it is previous value, with previous value we add 1. So this is the output of its previous value. So if we add this one we get the value of 3. That means for counter, every counter 1 is the output of its previous operation. Okay, and with the output of previous operation if we add 1 again we get the next output. Again with the output of previous one if we add 1 we get the next output. So the output value must be stored. Output must be stored to get the next value. Okay, So that's why in a sequential circuit, the output must be stored to get this output, get it as an input, and we get the next output. Okay. Here we give input 1 and its output 1. First of it is 0. So 0 plus 1, it will 1. These outputs stored here 1. Again input always be 1 there. 1 always 1. 1 plus 1, 2 output. Again we get output 2. And again this output is stored here in memory element 2. So this 2 goes as a feedback of its input 2. So 2 plus 2, again it is 3. So that's why the output must be stored in some cases to feedback its input to get its next state. This is the main purpose of memory element. Whenever we want to store one digit, we store one latches or flip-flop. Whenever we have to store more than 1 bits, then we use that number of bits and latches. So that is the main purpose of flip-flop and latches. Okay. So flip-flop and latches, for flip-flop and latches we use a block diagram is used. As it is a logic circuit, so minimum there are 2 inputs, either flip-flop or latch. This is S, R. Okay, and it has 2 output, Q, Q bar. Now let us explain. It is latch. It is block diagram. Block diagram. Okay, not logic circuit, this is block diagram. So for block diagram, there are 2 inputs, either in latch or in flip-flop. S is mentioned as set, R is mentioned as reset. Okay, and Q is the output and Q bar is the reverse output. If we want the value which is stored here, we use Q. If we want the reverse value which is stored in the here, we can use Q bar. There are 2 outputs of every flip-flop or latch. Okay, this is the block diagram. This weights store 1. Set means if the output value, if output is 1, it is set. Okay, if output, that means this output is 0, it is reset. If we get 1 in the output for any value of S and R, we learn the truth table of latch and flip-flop. If we get for any, as it is input, we know we have already learned how to build NAND gate, NOR gate. That's like it is also in logic circuit. Okay, for any value of S and R, if we get output as an 1, we say that the flip-flop or latch is in the set condition. If we get output as an 0, we say that the flip-flop is in reset condition. Okay, and in the latch circuit, if we used a clock signal, extra 1 signal, which control the output, whether we get output or not, this is known as flip-flop. Whenever clock signal is known, the latch becomes flip-flop. Okay, without clock signal it is known as latch, and with clock signal it is known as flip-flop. Okay, whenever there is no clock signal, the output, we get outputs whenever there is an input value. That is input, whenever input changes, output will be changed. And for clock signal, clock determines whether we get the required output or not. That output will be changed upon the clock signal as well as input signal for flip-flop. Okay, so this is the difference between latch and flip-flop. Now, let us see what is the difference between latch and flip-flop. So, the difference between latch and flip-flop is, first is latch. It is an structured based logic gates. That means for latch only logic gates are used, and we have seen already that for flip-flop it is structure based on blocks of latch and logic gates. That means blocks of latch means extra one clock signal is used. For clock signal we need extra logic gate. In order to create the clock signal, we need extra logic gate according with a latch. So this is known as latch with logic gate is the structure of flip-flop. We have already seen that if we add clock signal with flip-flop, then a latch, we get flip-flop. So latch, and for clock signal there is extra logic circuit is known as structured of flip-flop. Now it does not have clock in its internal structure, it has clock with its internal structure. It checks input continuously to change outputs, means latches totally depends on the input value, and flip-flop depends on the input value and also the clock signal. It checks input continuously and changes output with respect to clock. It is asynchronous. Asynchronous means whenever there is a changes in input, the output will be changed. It is synchronous because we can control the output according with the clock signal. That is, it is synchronous circuit. Now it requires less power. Less power means as there is no clock signal, so no extra power consumption is needed. It requires more power as there is a clock signal, that is extra logic circuit is used here. So it requires more power. It is faster, obviously no extra, as there is no clock, direct output value depends on input value. It is slower because clock depends on the changes in the output value. Designing is less complex because no extra circuit is needed for clock signal. It's designing complex because with latch there needs extra logic circuit or extra logic gates for creating clock signal, so its designing is more complex than latch. These are the difference between latch and flip-flop. In our next video we will learn about the truth table of latch and flip-flop.